every morning in my house, our 4-year-old gets up and he starts looking for Twinkle. Now, you might wonder, what is Twinkle? Twinkle is our Christmas house elf, right? So you may know the tradition that Twinkle works for Santa Claus and he watches the children throughout the season of Christmas, making sure they belong on the nice list and not the naughty list, and just participates in daily life. Now, our house elf is really, really wonderful and not a mischief maker, but he does hide every single day in an unexpected place. So when our child wakes up first thing in the morning, he starts looking for Twinkle. This morning, he looked all through the house, waking his brothers up, waking his sisters up, and finally, he found him.
Good morning. We need your help. We're going on a Twinkle hunt.
I can't find Twinkle. Is he in here?
Okay, let's see if we can find him.
Twinkle, going on a Twinkle hunt. I see him.
You found him. Do you see him?
We found him.
The reading for today is Luke 2:7. She, Mary, gave birth to her firstborn child, a son, and she wrapped him snugly and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for him in the guest room. I translate this a little different. It sounds something like this. She yielded the child from her womb into the world, and she wrapped him snugly, setting him safely in the animal feeding trough because there was no place for him to dwell anywhere else. Mary, we may know her story well. She at least sits in a nativity scene somewhere in your house, I imagine. Right? She travels 9 months pregnant, ready to give birth. And at an unexpected place, in an unexpected time, she delivers her child into the world. This gift that God had planted deep within her. And she took good care of this child despite what was happening in her life. She was in an unknown place. They couldn't find any hotel room available. The plan had not gone as expected. Imagine that. They had pictured their home birth, right, as humble as it may have been, but it was in their space. And then they had to travel. And they pictured traveling and making it home on time. But God had a different plan. And as Joseph searched for a stopping place, there was none. Only the outer room where the animals would sleep in a third-rate inn. While they looked for a place to stop, there was no stopping the child's journey into the world. There was no stopping or pausing God's journey to us. There was no place to stop what was coming. This season of Advent is about the fact that Christ is coming. We celebrate on Christmas that Christ has come and that Jesus will one day come again. And God longs to come into our lives every day, today, tomorrow, and every day after that. You know, isn't it crazy that this young mother who gave birth in an animal stall would have to wrap her child in traveling clothes, no homemade knit blankets or swaddlers from Target, and instead of a specially made cradle with his name engraved on it, she had to lay him in an animal trough. It strikes me that God was willing to dwell in the most unlikely of places. When there was no room in the regular spaces of life, God would take residence in the outer room. God will continue in this season to place himself in our lives in unexpected places, whether we make room for him or not. So I wonder Is there an opportunity in your life right now that you could make some room for Jesus? That maybe this child, our God, would show up and do something new. Christ is coming and God is breaking through. And maybe, unlike the house elf Twinkle, maybe he doesn't hide in the mailbox or the light fixture. And God is certainly not watching to see if you're nice or naughty. Jesus came so that he could have a relationship with you. Christ wants to break through in your life this season. The only question is if you're willing to let Christ come into an interior room in your life, or will he have to stay on the outside? Do you have room in your life this season to experience Jesus? Here are some practical ways maybe you could make some space in your life in the next 25 days to experience the presence of God. I want to invite you to join me daily for this VlogVent while we will journey through Advent with the scriptures. Maybe you could find a way to build in 10 minutes of quiet time every day. Now, what does quiet time look like? No screens, no sounds, no podcasts, no radio, and no people, right? Just you and God. 10 minutes. Could it be with your Christmas tree? Could it be on a walk? Could it be on your lunch break? Where could you invite God to just come a little closer? 10 quiet minutes a day. That's our challenge for VlogVent Day 1. So I'm going to invite you in that quiet time to just open yourself with these simple words. Lord, I am here. Lord, you are here. Jesus, hear my heart. Jesus, speak to my heart. Lord, may we both listen. I don't think you have to search as hard for Jesus as my kids do for Twinkle. May you find him in the quiet today.